Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading for what big changes or what shifts are coming your way. So we have had a lot of planetary stuff going down lately, you guys, from solar eclipses to full moons or new moons we've been having. Lots of retrogrades. We had Venus retrograde, we're in Mercury retrograde, we've got Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff I'm probably forgetting to even mention right now, but no doubt we're going through a lot of changes right now on the planet. And also, 2020 has just been so different than a lot of us expected. We've had so many world events. It's been such an interesting time. A challenging time for some, but there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and I know so many of you guys can feel it right now, that these changes are actually happening for the best, that there are actually some blessings starting to come in. Some of you guys are actually manifesting right now very powerfully. Many manifestations are coming through at this time. Things you've asked for a long time ago are suddenly appearing in your life. And for some of you guys, it's just the little things. And for some of you guys, it's very big life changes. Even though many of these changes are for the positive, any type of change is going to feel a little scary. It's going to be a little unpredictable. It's going to threaten our sense of like safety and security, because we always want to stick with what's familiar. Like our brain is wired to stay with what's comfortable and what's familiar. So we have to fight our brain and our programming a little bit as we step into a new energy, as we expand it, as we grow. And this reading is just designed to uplift you, to tap in a little bit into what's going on in your life and some potentials you have coming your way. So before you choose a card here or a stack of cards, remember that this is a general reading. This may not resonate with everyone, so only trust your own intuition above your all else when doing any type of, pick a card reading online. I also want to mention that I did take a little vacation, but I am back to work and I'm offering 10% off of all of my readings. I've pretty much cleared most of my readings. I have a very open schedule right now. So if you would like to Skype with me, or you would like a love reading, or you want to ask some questions about anything in your life, or just see what the cards have for you personally, you can enter in the code RAINBOW10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. And you will find that my prices are very affordable right now. I'm trying to be conscious of the situation many of you guys are in financially right now. So I've got my prices down a little bit more than what they usually are, and I'm offering this 10% code off. I also offer life coaching, or personal coaching. If you want to be able to talk like once a week, or you want to do a little bit more intense work with the cards or with me, you can check that option out as well. And all of the information is down below in the comments and in the description. So if you'd like to choose now, you can choose number 1. We've got the raw quartz crystal. Number 2, the amethyst crystal. Or number 3, the yellow citrine. Once you have chosen, you can head down to the comments or the description below where the timestamps are posted, so you can click on them to be instantly fast forwarded to your part in the reading. And if you'd like to choose number 1, if that's what you're choosing, we're going to start right away. So for those of you guys who choose number 1, I have not seen these cards. I have no idea what's about to happen here. This is about the shifts and the changes that you're going through in your life right now due to the planets and world events and this big shifting of energy we've just had after the full moon. So let's see what's going on here in your life. What's changing for the better? Woo! Look at all those swords. So I already have a lot of downloads and a lot of different messages that are coming up at me seeing these cards. So this is going to be a really important one to really tap into your intuition to see what messages resonate the most with you. So I'm going to start with what I'm grabbing first, and then we'll also go into some alternative messages. So what I'm seeing for you, first of all, is you got the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. And this is just crazy. I mean, look at this. Swords, swords, swords everywhere. And in both of these pictures, these women are just like, oh my gosh. Or these people, you know. I know we've got all sorts of people watching these readings here. These cards are some of the worst. You know, these swords cards here are, I mean, there's really just no words for how intense it is. How much stress you've been going through. And I think this represents 3 months right here. Like the last 3 months, you've just been attacked from all angles, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And of course, it's been in the physical world, but I also feel like emotionally, you've been dealing a lot with your thoughts. Your thoughts have just been like attacking you. And that happens sometimes, you know, we're just kind of on autopilot, and when we slow down or when we meditate or check in with ourselves, we realize, wow, I'm really criticizing myself a lot. Or wow, I'm really taking on a lot of these energies. I get the sense that you have had to be the strong one lately. Throughout all of these world events, perhaps your friends or your family or your romantic partner, or whoever, people have been counting on you. People have been depending on you to be the strong one. And so not only have you had your own frustrations and fears and worries and changes and shifts to go through, it's almost like you've had to bear the weight of others' burdens on your shoulders. And I'm getting this energy about like emotional drive-bys. People will just call you up or show up unannounced, and they'll just dump things on you. And some of these people you love and you really care about, and like you're like, it's no problem. And maybe you have a job where you are someone who's like a counselor, therapist, or you're helping people in some way, or maybe you're like some type of healer, because I know there's other tarot readers who are watching this as well. Or you're somebody who's just an empath and very kind to others, or you have some sensitive people around you, or maybe you have children or something like that. So it's almost like it's been your job or your role to be there for people in some way, or you recognize that's part of the way you help and uplift and heal the planet. But it's like gotten so much for you that you've just been breaking down. And so it's been a breakdown. And this also doesn't just symbolize emotionally what's going on. It's also things that have been coming up from the past. No doubt having to be inside for so long because of world events has caused a lot of the past to come up and reveal itself. Because when you're going along in life and trauma happens, or things happen, or there's a death or a passing of somebody, or we go through a breakup, or we lose a job, or whatever it is that happens, or we have financial struggles, this or that. Sometimes we have to be in survival mode. We have to still go to school. We have to still go to work. We have to still like take care of business, daily routine, take care of the kids or whatever. And sometimes what happens is our brain doesn't have the time. We're not able to give the time to process certain things. And so it just stores it all away, and it files it all away for later. So all these things that are coming, she's just storing, she's kind of dodging these bullets, you know, dodging these swords, dodging these bullets. And instead of processing, instead of allowing the time for the healing or the grieving process, this person is kind of filing it away. And it's beautiful. It's like a safety mechanism. It's a way that our brain protects us. I've actually been talking about this a lot on the channel lately. But the funny thing is once our brain and our mind finally feels like we've slowed down, or feels like we're safe enough to finally like relax and let these things out, that's when it comes up. That's why for some of you guys, when you go on vacation, even though you're like away from everything and you're supposed to be having a good time, you might start processing stuff. Or when you get sick and you have to be home from work for like a week, you might be like going through a bit of a depression at the same time, not just because of sickness, but because you're laying in bed and you're still and you're alone with your thoughts. It might be why some of you guys at night before you go to sleep and the technology's turned off, the lights are off, you're still and you're laying in bed. That might be why that's a time where your brain lets out the stress or the trauma or the things that need to be kind of worked through. And so this whole having to stay inside thing for months and that's what happened. Like you were silent and things started to come through. And so not only was it your stress, but it was everyone else's stress. And it was the stress of the collective. And so emotionally, this is a difficult time. This is a traumatic time. We can't ignore that some of these world events have definitely had an effect on you. And I think it was rough because during the same time, you might have had some changes in your love life or some realizations about your love life. Maybe you're single and you just felt really lonely during this time. You're like, well, gee, it would have been really nice to have a partner with me. Or maybe some of you had a breakup during this time. I read some statistics about the divorce rates during this time we just had on the planet. It was really interesting. I know talking to clients in personal readings and coaching, I've been hearing a lot about breakups and divorces during this time. And so it's been rough. It's been rough for some people. Or some of you guys who are in a relationship fighting with your partner because you were stuck together for so long. So anyways, we're talking about what you've been going through, but the rest of these cards are really beautiful here. I think after this full moon and these planetary changes we're having and all the shifts, this is the Six of Swords. This is a card telling you like the worst is over and the best is yet to come. And I'd have to say that this is one of my favorite cards from this deck because it's that symbol of the rainbow coming after the storm. And it's cool because I didn't even notice this before. Like I'm literally seeing this for the first time, that these swords are upright. They're almost like these energy portals that are taking all the stress and all the frustration, all the trauma, and kind of anchoring it down and, you know, beaming up this energy up to the heavens to be transmuted, to be healed, to be sent back to you with love and light. So it seems like to me what you did is you spent a lot of time healing. You were treading the emotional waters, but now you're in a transition. You're going back to land. You're getting, metaphorically, you're coming back to land and you're getting grounded now. And I see that the worst is over. It's just a couple more waves of transition, and then it's all smooth sailing from there. This actually means a lot to me. Yesterday I was in the ocean and it was really choppy. It was almost kind of scary. I was like, whoa, it was a very windy day. So I swam out and some of these waves were kind of big and I was like, oh, like feeling all these fears and these worries. Oh gosh, this is intense. And I just swam out a little bit further past the impact zone, past the waves. And I was out kind of in the middle of the ocean and the water was smoother and it was clearer and it was calmer and I could just tread and relax and enjoy. And so this is where you're at right now. You might be in the impact zone. You might still be feeling a little bit of the aftershocks from all of this, but like just a couple more waves of transition and it's all smooth sailing. Like the clouds are parting, that rainbow's coming out. I love this bird here because I feel like it symbolizes the throat chakra. And it's blue too, the color of the throat chakra. It's you're learning how to express your emotions and feelings. So maybe during this time you spent some time journaling, or maybe you learned to speak more about what you're going through. Perhaps you found a friend or a confidant during this time that you were able to talk to and open up to, or maybe you, like I mentioned, you took up journaling, or you found ways to be creative to kind of flow these emotions through, or maybe you just allowed yourself to cry. Maybe it had been a long time since you just broke down and cry. I had my fair share of little quarantine breakdowns over the past couple months, and so I feel like maybe you did that and it helped alleviate some of the stress. Before these past couple months, before 2020, you were just walking around with these burdens on your shoulders, stress. This is the 10 of Wands, and this image illustrates it perfectly. It's like you've got too much on your plate. You were working really hard, you're doing a good job, but it's like you forgot to have fun. You forgot to play, you forgot to like chill. And so now these energies have kind of forced you into that. And so what I'm seeing here is currently where you're at or where you're headed, what's coming in is a time of calm, a time of peace. Like this is meditation. This might be telling you, hey, it's time to develop your meditation practice. And I want to remind you guys that meditation is just about quieting the mind. And some people can never really quiet their minds. You guys, I have ADHD. I can't really quiet my mind. But learning how to just let your thoughts flow through you and not attach to them is really great. Meditation doesn't always mean you just got to lay down and like astral project or, deep breathe. You can do active or moving meditations. You could do yoga, you could swim, you could paint, you could write, you could read. These are actually all forms of meditation. You can do affirmations. You can organize and clean your space while listening to uplifting music. You can lay on your bed and zone out listening to flute music or crystal bowls or whatever jives that are just chilling you out, chanting. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, to figure out what type of meditation works for you, because it's not a one size fits all. You gotta let yourself chill and get out of your head sometimes. And so I personally lately have been making time for myself to get out of my head and into my body. Exercise and meditation helps for that, but I've been enjoying reading books that are just kind of fun and nonsensical. I have been enjoying, I love doing beading because I have to count how many beads I put in to make certain patterns. And while I'm counting and beading and focusing, like I can't think about anything else. Like I'm literally meditating. I like to swim laps because when I'm swimming laps, I'm very focused on my breathing and my stroke and being in the water and the sensations. It's hard for me to like think about stuff and be in my head. So I encourage you to get on that train, to get on that vibe, because that's going to lift you up and take you past this. It's time for you to hold a new frequency and to leave all this behind. You've processed. You've done a great job. You spent time in those emotional waters. Your spirit will tell you when it's time to come back to earth and get grounded. And that's what I see coming through. Some of you guys might see this as a message of like, yes, you've done it. You might be like, oh my gosh, I've totally been like meditating in my own way lately and that's helped me and I'm feeling better. So this could be a confirmation, or this could be a message for you, like, get this figured out, because it's going to help you. Mastering your mind and moving in that direction does help you to create a better reality for yourself, because everything starts in your thoughts. And if your thoughts and your energies are always going for the worry and the doubt and the confusion and the fear and trying to worry and predict and control outcomes, you tend to attract chaos. So it's a balance. That's why I'm all like rainbow harmony, balance, and peace. It's not about always forcing yourself to be positive. It's not about always being happy when you're not. It's not no fake happiness. That's not fun. That's annoying. No one likes a fake happy person, and being fake happy is just disrespectful to yourself. So you got to give yourself time to go down there sometimes, to go down in this, to get that anger out, to process, to cry. This could last as long as you need it to. But your spirit will tell you when it's time to get grounded and to start pushing your energy in a new direction when that feels natural to you. And that's what's happening. You're naturally being lifted up. You can trust your intuition and your energy when it tells you it's time to refocus on some goals. It's time to refocus on your happiness. It's time to come back down to earth. And so here's the 10 of hearts. What's ahead of you is celebration. For some of you guys, this is soul family reunion. This is like making new friends, because since you're kind of on a different vibe now, you've got some energy cleared and you're like more in your body, like you might be feeling a little lonely, or might be feeling like you want to seek out new friendships, new activities. This new vibe you're on is naturally going to attract people your way. And I just feel this vibe like you've been giving so much. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this reading, you've been giving so much. And this is the Eight of Wands. You like receiving and manifestations coming your way, and all those things that you scribbled down on pieces of paper. Maybe you did the Manifest with Me in March series on my channel. Maybe you've been doing some little spells or juju going out for some things you want to request in your life and bring in. This is all coming through. This is all coming through. And what you're seeing right now is reality just shifting in ways that are just incomprehensible to you to bring you what you've asked for. So repeat after me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. That's just what's happening right now. And it's this dream that you've asked for. And it could be very material. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's nothing wrong with wanting something material, wanting a nicer home, wanting to expand and move to a beautiful place. Like this is a house here. This is a castle. So I'm instantly thinking that a lot of you guys are wanting to improve the home or purchase a home or purchase real estate or move to a new house or sign a lease on a new apartment. A lot of moving's going on right now. So there's that. It could also be new energy in your home. I can't ignore this couple here. It might be, marriage, proposal, or meeting the right person, or reconnecting with your partner. And so over here, this is a message about love. It says change. There's a change coming. Some of you guys are like meeting your twin flame. And by twin flame, you can take that however you want. Some people are like really into the whole twin flame thing. And for some people, you could just see that this is a sign of like, you're going to meet someone really special that you're going to have a long-term relationship with, or you're going to realize the person that you're with like is your person and go to the next level, or like have a reawakening of love. If you're single, definitely we're seeing somebody coming in for you. I mean, this is the kind of a love message I'm seeing here. And then we're getting the love card, as if we didn't already need a confirmation that there's some change happening in your love life. And it's actually because of like your spiritual awakening you've been going through. This has been a very spiritual time. And by spiritual, I don't mean like religious. I don't mean like, oh, you've got to be into tarot cards and crystals and Reiki or whatever. Spirituality is very personal for each person. It's just about like connecting with yourself, connecting with your soul, learning to trust yourself, learning to trust your intuition, learning to like claim this life and own it in your own way. And it's like, that's what you've been doing. You've been bringing the love to yourself. And when you change something on the inside, when you bring yourself love on the inside, that changes the world on the outside. Like things tend to mirror in this world. And so you're bringing in at least more love and friendship and companionship and a time of big social time. Maybe everyone's ready for a big social time after what we just went through, or even a very romantic time, or celebration, love, companionship. So just good energies. It seems like you're going to be manifesting some material things that you've wanted, but also like emotionally, like you're attracting some like beautiful energies and friendships and good times into your life. And so I just want to tell you like and remind you that the past is gone. If you need time to process all of this here, then take it. We can't just run away from what's happened, but you deserve it. It's time. I think that's this message is telling you when you are ready, it's time to embrace this life. We don't know how much time we have here, and that sounds a little morbid, but we just really don't. Bring it to today. What can you do today? If there's anything that these world events we just had recently taught me personally, is just to take life day by day. And what can I do today to celebrate, to enjoy, to connect with myself, to connect with others? Do the little things. The little things every day is what creates the happiness long term. And once again, you are worthy of love. You're worthy to love is worth fighting for. Love is worth pursuing. Love is a great goal to have. Stay optimistic. Those of you guys who have been single forever, doesn't mean just because that happened in the past does not mean you're going to be single tomorrow. Things can change like that. And so just be open, because everything really is going to be changing like that. So I'm very excited for you and what's coming in. I want to remind you guys once again that I am open for personal readings. Check it out in the information below. I've got some free time coming up. I'd love to fill it. So check it out if you are interested in like chatting with me or receiving a video recording. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 2, let's look into what is coming in, what is changing for you, what's going on. What effect has this full moon had on you? I have not seen these cards yet. I'll be just as surprised as you. Let's see what's going on here. Interesting. We've got a lot of reversals, but we've got really good energy. Really, really good energy. I feel it. Oh my gosh, these are good cards to get reversed. Okay, so for a little while there, you kind of pulled back from life. You weren't really doing much, and maybe that's because of world events. And this is the Ace of Wands. This is about like getting stuff done. And I also think that this card's kind of funny because to me, it looks like somebody giving like a giant middle finger. It's like that energy of, you know what? F you, F the world, F what everybody thinks. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just make stuff happen. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to blast off with all these goals and I'm like on it. But it's reversed. So for a while, you were not on it. You strike me as someone who's like a go-getter. Like you gotta go get it all the time. You're out there, you're living life, you're making things happen, you're a very productive person. You've always gotta do something, always gotta be moving your hands, always gotta be creating, always gotta be making, always gotta be achieving. And I love that about you. I love that energy, but it was reversed. You like were not able to do that for a while. And that was a big change for you. This is the change card, Ace of Pentacles, and then having to go into hermit mode was weird. You were like, I'm not ready for this. This is not me. This isn't usually how I do things. And so that was hard for you. That's kind of what you were going through. But after a little time of adjustment, you started to really love all the time that you had to dream and to think and to rearrange things. And so you use this time productively, maybe not physically, but like mentally. And so all of this shift we'd have on the planet, all of these world events, all of these retrogrades and the moon, full moons and the eclipses, all of this time, the past couple months has helped you to mentally fortify your dreams. I think you're the kind of person who has like a 5-year plan, who has kind of always known what you want to do, but a lot of it was just kind of swimming around in your head, somewhat directionless for a while, which is nothing's wrong with that. You were putting out a lot of energy in the 3D and like doing a lot of work and effort. But this time you had actually gave you a chance to slow down, to go within, and to be able to get clarity on your goals and dreams. And so you got like some shortcuts figured out. That's what I see. And you've become more practical. You've broken things down into little baby steps. This is a card upright that's talking about fantasy and illusion and kind of living in a dream world. That happens sometimes. Sometimes we get a little bit delusional in life. We think if we always do what we've always done, that something's gonna change. But one of my favorite quotes is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. And it's funny because I heard that quote related to fitness and health. And it's so true. Like if you always just keep the same non-exercise routine, and if you always just eat the same food and live the same lifestyle, nothing's gonna change with your health. And so like, but that quote can also be applied to your life. If you just keep doing the same thing, if you keep just applying the same action, knocking on the same door, it's not opening, you've got to try a different approach. And so that's what you figured out. You figured out, you know what? I'm going to try a different approach at this whole thing. I'm keeping this general because I know there's a lot of people here doing this reading. And so maybe it's a different approach in your love life, or I'm having a feeling this has to do with your finances. Some of you guys got some big financial goals right now, and that's amazing because the more you allow yourself to receive, the more you can give. The more you allow yourself to receive, the better you can take care of yourself. money isn't going to fix everything. I talk to people, clients, and coach people who are in all sorts of different financial situations, and everybody's got the same issues. So money isn't going to fix everything. But for you, it's like you want to use your abundance to create just like a more comfortable lifestyle, and even to help the world or help with some of your big goals. So, don't wait for the money to start on your dream or to start on your goal, and come up with ideas to raise the funds that you need as you keep working on the blueprint of your big dream and of your big goal. And that's something I have learned. Like when I first started this channel, if you scroll back or you sort the videos to go to my first videos, I was in a completely different place financially. I didn't even own a tripod to keep my camera still. I had one deck or two decks, and I was living in an environment where I had to go into my closet to do readings because that was the only quiet space. So I didn't have very good lighting, but I didn't let that keep me from doing my thing and starting my channel. I was like, I want to do this. I'll buy the light later. I'll get the tripod later. I'll get more cards later. I'll figure this out later. For now, this is what I would do. I'm just going to hold this shaky camera and just, try to do something. So go watch some of my earlier readings. Funny enough, some of those have gotten more views than any of the newer ones with all the equipment and stuff. So, start with where you are right now with what you already have and the resources available to you. And funny enough, you'll do some of your best work like that. You ever listen to some of your favorite bands and realize that some of their first album or their second album is your favorite, or it's the best? Sometimes it's the limitations you have that make you more creative. Sometimes it's the limitations that cause you to have more fun. So see any limitations you have, especially financially, as just a challenge for your creativity. And see this, sometimes you can see life as a game. Don't take it so seriously. See the cosmic joke in everything. See what you can do with what you have. Be resourceful. You can still be giving. You can still take very good care of yourself, whatever you have. And I've seen that traveling the world. I've seen people who are living in poverty, and some of those people were the happiest people and the most generous people I have ever met. And they don't see themselves as impoverished. Traveling definitely makes you realize how much you have or how blessed you are. Everyone is blessed in their own way. And so I'm giving messages about money and finances right now. Some of you guys need to hear that. I can't ignore this card and some of the energies I'm seeing here. Some of you guys are being asked to come up with a new idea or a new way to make your money. You might need to keep your day job. You might need to keep working at the place that you hate or stay on the path that you're on for right now, but you certainly have control over nights and weekends or the time that you're not off work. If you're unemployed right now, you have this is a great time as you search for a job to also make time to plan what your dream is. And so this is a message of grounding your dreams and grounding your ideas. Everyone's got to start at the bottom. So this hermit time has made you realize, if not now, then when? So you can start it now. You can start with a vision board. You can start with making your little business plan or your idea. You can enroll in that school, or you can start saving up the money for the thing you want, or whatever it is. You can come up with ideas. You can start working on your art portfolio or start that social media page now. Don't wait till everything's perfect. Just do it. Have fun. Don't take yourself so seriously, and don't care about what other people think, because most of the time, other people are so worried and paranoid about what's going on with themselves, and they're worried about what other people are going to think too, that what they think about you, even if it's negative, will just be a blip or a second, and you don't have to take on that energy because it has nothing to do with you. So you're free. You're free to just live your life, to try things, to give up on them, to try and to fail and fail and fail again. I don't really see failures anymore in life. I just see failure as stepping stones to success. If you need to give up on a path right now, if you've spent years in school or years at this job or years on this path, and you're realizing this isn't me and it never was, or I guess I've changed and I don't want this anymore, you have the freedom to do that. Okay? Don't do anything crazy or rash. Keep yourself financially stable. Keep your lights on and your food on your table, but you can spend time in the evenings instead of watching Netflix, instead of eating fast food, instead of moping around and scrolling on the internet. You can, am I calling anybody out here? You can spend time doing different things, and maybe you just need to break a couple little habits. You know, maybe it can just start with, instead of watching those TV programs you get sucked into that are full of drama, you can start listening to podcasts that are uplifting and like color in an adult coloring book, or bead some necklaces, or do some painting, or tinker with some gadgets, or whatever it is that, you know, on the weekends you can go out into nature with a notebook and journal or draw plans up. You can spend time with creative people or join some type of creative workshop or class. You can start taking little steps to bring more spontaneous, fun, creative energy into your life, and your head will start being more filled with ideas and more possibilities. Sometimes you just got to shift your routine a little bit, and that's enough to just jolt you back into that creative energy of ideas of what can I make, what can I create. So I want to remind you guys that this life is yours for the taking. No matter your situation, no matter where you come from, what's going on, you can take little steps to change things, to bring interesting energy in your life. And I've seen incredible stories from people all over the world, people who've changed their lives, people who, and it starts with just the little things. And so I'm proud of you, anyone who's here who has made little changes or who's used this time to just kind of heal or relax or come to a new mindset. Basically what I'm seeing here is you've done this and you've come with the spark of creativity, and so as you move forward, especially after this full moon, you're grounding these ideas, you're grounding these energies, and you're working towards fulfillment. You're realizing that your fulfillment is important no matter what anyone else thinks. So some of you guys just want to fulfill yourself in little ways. For some of you guys, it's like a whole life overhaul. But it's amazing, and I see the work that you're doing. I know that when you decide to change, sometimes you get people around you, whether it's friends or family or society or coworkers or whatever, who start to kind of diss you a little bit or who question you. I mean, how many people have I talked to in personal readings who tell me, oh, I told my partner, or I told my friend, or I told my mom, or whatever, that I have this new idea for my life, and they told me it's not going to happen, it's not going to work out, or it's too late, or maybe you should do something more safe. Or people are afraid of change. So if you tell someone you have a big idea or dream or change, they're going to look at you and they're probably just going to discount it because of their own fear. So my biggest advice for you is to be flexible right now. Keep these changes to yourself. Don't look for permission. Give yourself permission and just start making changes. And anyone around you who's going to diss you for it, distance yourself, or just don't talk about those subjects with them. Practice healthy boundaries and just be you. Eventually, you're going to find that fulfillment. Abundance is going to come through all of this. And then those are the same people that will be praising you in the end, that might be coming to you and asking you for advice on how to do it, that might be saying, oh, I believed in you the whole time. You know, so it's not personal sometimes. I think we're really talking lately a lot on the channel about letting go of what other people think and just allowing yourself to do something different, allowing yourself to change your routine, and knowing that you have permission to have fun. You have permission to enjoy your life. You have permission to celebrate and to try new things and to rest when you need to, and to create something different for your life. So yes, 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 you can do this, and all this energy that's coming in for you is like giving you that boost in that direction. It's just beautiful. And over here is a message about love. I've been starting to see some love messages coming up in these general readings. Maybe it's time to do another love reading. I think that I'll do that one next. Some of you guys have healed from a big heartbreak, like something went down. Something went down. This is a good card. Upright, this is a very negative card. The Five of Hearts. Someone's walking away. Someone hasn't returned your affection, or it's a breakup or a divorce. It's a nasty energy. There's no escaping it. It's sad. This is what the heart goes through. None of us are immune to this pain and this suffering. I think for me, going through a breakup was probably one of the most painful things I've ever been through. And I've been through horrible stuff on this planet. I have been. And the breaking up was just like, man, that was some crazy stuff. I've talked to some of you guys in personal readings about like your first breakup or about horrible breakups. It sucks. And this is a good card to get reversed because it's almost like you're over that. You've left that in the past. Maybe some of you guys are realizing right now, I'm just going to say it for anybody who's here who needs to hear this, that you need to just do this. Like, you've been thinking about it for so long. You can't live the rest of your life with this person, and you know it. And it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward. You might have to move out. You might have to get roommates again, or you might have to start over from scratch, or you might not be dependent on this person anymore. It's not going to be as comfortable, but you can't live a loveless life. You need romance. You need fun. You need to go out and find your true person. And that's what I see on the other side of this crap and this uncomfortable energy. You got to be strong, get out of there, and then here you go. Here's your beautiful divine union with somebody that's just like way more on your vibe, and you're going to be a lot more fulfilled. You deserve love. Maybe you forgot to believe in love. Maybe you forgot that it's real. And so I see that for some of you guys. But for a lot of you guys, this is in the past. You left it behind, you finally healed, and this is just like a message to you that love is coming. And maybe for some of you guys, a marriage, because we see like this priest in front of these people who are like, yes, come together, the Hierophant. I see this as a message of like, yes, a union, of course, love coming in, being fulfilled. So what you've got to look forward to is fulfillment. And I see this emotionally and romantically, however that applies to you. I also see it financially. Those of you guys who don't have to worry about abundance and finances, this could be more of an abundance of time. Like finally, you're going to find that you have the time to like work on things you want to do, or work on your happiness, things that are more fulfilling. But for a lot of you guys, I'm seeing that there's been some money struggles, and you're becoming more fulfilled in this area, and like you're going to be harvesting, and this full moon, like after the passing of this full moon, everything's coming together for you. So the last message for you is like, you've learned how to be flexible. You've learned how to kind of ride these ebbs and flows of this interesting energy we've had so far in 2020. Now nothing can get you down. You can handle the unexpected now. You're going to be exploring life more with like optimism. And this is your gift. This is what you've received, and it's beautiful. And this is what you've created. So give yourself a little pat on the back and tell yourself, everything is always working out for me. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I do want to remind you that I've got a little bit of time over the next couple of weeks for personal readings. I'm receiving orders again, and you can receive 10% off your order with a discount code that's below. So check it out if you're feeling called to get a reading or you're intrigued by that. I've got some time in my schedule, and you can check out my website to see what offers I have for readings. And I will see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, let's see what is in store for you after all of these shifts we've had on the planet, these retrogrades, this full moon we just had. Let's see what is going on for you. I haven't seen these cards yet. I'll probably be just as surprised as you. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Ooh, this is some spicy energy, very vibrant energy, very exciting energy. Okay, so I love that the first card we're getting is the High Priestess. This card is like a big pat on the back for you from your higher self, or just from the cards, from these messages, a big hug to you, telling you that you've done an amazing job staying spiritually aware during this time, or staying woke in your own way. Like, you have had your ear to the ground, you've been listening to your intuition, you know the truth about certain situations and circumstances, and you've been spreading your own wisdom. Maybe you've been spreading wisdom to other people through your job or through what you post on social media, or you've been called to some type of higher cause or higher purpose during this time and during this transition. Some of us have been really called to like speak up or to stand out or to help others during this time. And so I feel like you're one of those people. So you're the high priestess, and you've got these messages to share. You've got this hope to bring to others. And you've been working very, very hard to keep yourself emotionally and spiritually balanced during this time. I wouldn't say that you haven't had any breakdowns or any struggles, because we got the Seven of Wands here in the middle. This whole time, you've been keeping this vibe at bay, which we'll talk about in a second. But you've been owning it. You have been owning it. You're in the flow with the planets. You're in the flow with the stars. You've got favor of the spirit. And you're keeping your vibe high, and you are someone to definitely look up to at this time. You kept yourself grounded to the earth. You're somebody who's not let all of this crazy stuff get to you. You haven't let it take you down. You've kept on mission. You've kept on purpose. You kept going. You've been a source of strength and hope for others. I'm not saying you've been perfect or you haven't gotten emotional or anything. That happens. But you've been doing a beautiful job. And so this is the Three of Wands. This is the victory card. This is like everything that's happened has proved to you that the new mindsets that you've put into play, the new habits and the new routines and this new way of being, this new life you've been walking for months and maybe even years before this whole shift happened, like, it paid off. You weren't hit as hard, or maybe you were hit hard, but it didn't affect you as much because you knew what to do. You knew to keep your energy on lock, and that's what's happened. So this is the Three of Wands. I have to say real quick, there are a couple people here who are currently pregnant, or who have just found out they're pregnant, or who will soon find out they are pregnant. And so you're getting the results and you're happy about it. It's like a really glorious time. It's really exciting. It's kind of scary because maybe the situation for some of you guys is like, oh my gosh, maybe the father's not in the picture. I wasn't expecting this, or, oh, this is going to put a lot of pressure on my spouse or my partner, or how are we going to make this work? Because for a lot of you guys, it seems a little unexpected. And it's going to be a big change in your life, but there's just this reassurance that you have the strength to make this happen, like that this is blessed, that this is a really great opportunity for you, and to embrace this path and to know that you're going to be able to nurture this child. Maybe it's your first, or maybe it's one of many, and to just keep things simple at this time. You're going to be a little vulnerable right now. You can still work on some of your goals, but some stuff has to be put on the back burner. You're going to be slowing down. You're going to be enjoying life over the next however many months. You have along here, and then there's this new birth, and it's like really symbolic of this beautiful rebirth that you're having in your life right now. It's going to be a really blessed period, a very beautiful pregnancy, and that's a message for just a few people that are here. And if that applies to you, let me know down below, or just keep it to yourself, your little secret. But I just had to say that because I've been guided to. Now, the rest of you guys, don't freak out. I don't want you to freak out. You're pregnant or something. Most of you guys, there's a whole other message here. So we're going to continue on. This is another way of seeing this card is just a victory card, the Three of Wands, saying like the worst is over. You've held strong. You've held fast. You've helped a lot of people through this time. And now it's time for you to take this energy back to yourself. So all of you guys who are watching, who are healers, who are empaths, who have been there for your family, or who have just been working very hard on keeping your energy handled during this crazy time. you're going to be getting good news soon. Like you're not going to feel like you have to hold your energy so hard anymore. You can just let loose and relax and release now and just give everything into the arms of the divine, or to just chill or whatever, and know that there's good news coming. So for some of you guys, this is like a letter, an acceptance letter to something, or a job application is received well, job opportunity, some type of email that comes, freelance job, something like that. And it's like justice. It's a reminder you're always taken care of. You don't have to worry. There's going to be opportunities that are coming in and picking up. And I'm actually really tapping into a lot of you guys here who are freelancers. I've spoken to a lot of you guys during personal readings. I've freelanced before in the past. I know what that's like. You know, especially after all these world events, I can't imagine what some of you guys are going through. And I just want you to know it's going to pick back up. Freelancers, your work will pick back up. And you're actually going to have a lot of work. And so this is a message to you, like, get as much rest as you can right now. If nothing's coming in and you're a freelancer, then just take advantage of it. You might need to be a little thrifty. You might have stuff on your credit cards. You might be behind on your rent. Some of you guys are going through a weird time with everything that's happened, but chill. You know, running around like a chicken with your head cut off and panicking right now is just not going to help. And you already figured that out. So it's time to chill. Take that day off with your friends. Take that beach day. Take that rock climbing day. Take that going off quad riding day, or whatever it is. Take that day to pamper yourself or paint your nails or whatever. Take that time to just relax. Go to that barbecue and let yourself, you deserve it. Just because you're not getting work right now doesn't mean that you can't have fun and just enjoy your life. You're not being irresponsible by just embracing the moment, okay? Keep putting your feelers out there, because the good news that's coming after this full moon, this full moon has been a huge clearing, and you're getting a letter, and you're getting good news, or you're getting an email. A contract is going to be signed, and it's just like justice. It's justice is served. It's so perfect. This could also be a message for some of you guys who are working out stuff in court right now, whether it's something legal, it could be child support stuff. It could be, honestly, there's so many things that could happen in the court of law, but it might be like justice is served with something that's been bothering you for a while, or that's been in limbo, and the terms will be something that's agreeable. I'm also thinking about some of you guys that are going through divorce right now and trying to get everything straightened out. It's all going to work out. So here's the Ace of Swords telling you no more trying to worry and predict and control outcomes. It's time to just hold the energy of what it is that you want and keep it there and let everything else work itself out. You got to create space for the universe or the energies to come in and do their job. And I think you've been doing that. You got to that point already. You're the high priestess, and this energy work you've done is paying off. And so what's coming in for you is actually something very interesting. There's a crossroads. You're going to have an ability to decide. Do you want to stay on the path that you're on? Because the path that you're on isn't too shabby. Okay, it's pretty good. Or do you want to take a complete other turn and go down another path? So you're going to get an opportunity out of the blue. That's for you to take a whole other path. And maybe even go somewhere else. So for some of you guys, maybe this is an opportunity to study abroad, or maybe it's an opportunity to move somewhere, or go somewhere. Because I'm seeing taking another path, almost like it's going to a different place. It could even be a love opportunity, an opportunity to be with somebody, or maybe someone from your past returning out of the blue, bringing an opportunity. Do you want to be with me? Do you want to date me? Do you want to try this out? Do you want to get back with me? For those of you guys who cut cords with exes, don't worry. This doesn't apply to you because it's a positive energy. For some of you guys, it's a good thing. It could be love related. It really could be related to anything. We've got a lot of people watching this, but it seems to me like an opportunity that's coming out of nowhere, and it's coming within the next 2 months. And so there's this energy just to keep holding your vibe. Let these energies settle with the paperwork or whatever, or at the job. And this is the Strength card telling you you just got to keep staying strong. You got to keep holding your vibe. And I get messages a lot to tell people, allow yourself to break down, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to grieve or mourn. But your message is very different than that. If this applies to you, if this feels right to you, the message I'm getting is you've got to stay strong right now. And that the energy after this full moon and these retrogrades is helping clear energy for you to stay in that vibe, to hold your energy high, to have clarity of mind, so when the time comes, you can decide which path to take. And the beautiful thing is both opportunities are great. No matter what path you choose, it is going to be a blessing for you. No matter what path you choose, it will be blessed. So your final messages are like, reach for the stars. You've got nothing holding you back now. You've been through it all, and this is telling you like, reach higher, dream bigger. Maybe what you thought you were going to be doing with your life or your time is lowballing it. So reach higher. Nurture yourself through this time because you're feeling very vulnerable through these changes. And so the best way to take care of yourself is just to realize how you're feeling. It's okay to admit, I'm staying strong, but I am feeling a little vulnerable. I am feeling a little sensitive. So sometimes the simplest things, the simplest acts of nurturing can help you with any feelings of being exposed or vulnerable. Sometimes it's just making yourself a cup of tea, or getting yourself a massage, or taking a nice shower and exfoliating, doing the little things you sometimes forget, or painting your chip nails. That's what we're gonna do today up in here. Maybe it's giving yourself a weekend alone. Even if you make commitments to people, it's okay to cancel those plans. Keep things very simple right now. You just need to work on like your health and just the day-to-day stuff while you await this good news. So no major moves, no major decisions need to be made right now. You're in a transition and good news is coming. And so your goals, you've set your goals and keep working towards them in little ways, but no need to do anything crazy right now. Sit back a little bit and trust, because these energy shifts are actually bringing in opportunities for you, and when that comes, you'll be able to make the right choice. So if you've been feeling lately like you're waiting for something or something big is gonna happen, because our intuition oftentimes alerts us to that, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat and a little bit of anxiety is getting to you, just know like, yes, this is coming. This opportunity is coming. And all you need to do is just keep things simple right now. Stay in this energy of nurturing. Keep on keeping on, stay strong, and you're gonna get this good news very, very soon. So I hope that this message resonates with you. I want to remind you guys that if you want to dig deeper, that I do offer personal readings, and I've got a 10% off coupon down for you below in the comments. I've got some free time coming up, and I'd love to have more of a busy schedule, so just hit me up. Information is down below on how you can get a reading. I'd love to hang out with you or chat with you or do a video recording for you if that's what you feel called to do. And I want to thank you for coming to my channel. I will see you next time. Peace out.